there. But I guess I'll go to you guys first, you know. What's the story behind Folly? Firstly, the name. What's the story?
Something we came up with a while ago, stuck, and we went with it. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I think it means to enjoy yourself, let your hair down a bit, you know, to do something foolish. The idea is, you know, that you know, we do all the hard work, we take all things seriously, you can come in and relax and enjoy yourself, really.
Excellent. Same?
Is this working? Is that working?
Yes.
I think really naming anything is it's a real difficult part of opening a restaurant because everybody has their own ideas of what sounds good and what doesn't sound good, and you underestimate how difficult it is to name something. So with Folly, as well as the meaning being a bit tongue-in-cheek, it's a short name, it rolls off the tongue, and I think we all just pretty much agreed with it when it came up on the list of names. So it's a little bit of the history behind it.
Behind the name.
Yeah.
From the two of your perspective, I mean, you kind of, after Table 9, you jumped out of the restaurant scene per se, sort of did the development work with Spinnies and obviously with Taste Kitchen. What was the motivation for coming back in at this point in time?
I think it was more of I think 3 years ago, if we'd have went straight from Table 9 into this, it would have been a bit more difficult. I think working with Spinnies and Taste Kitchen and creating a brand from scratch for somebody else, designing the kitchens, everything, it really gave us everything we needed really to be a lot more comfortable starting Folly.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Naim, from your perspective?
Folly, madness, a lot of
Madness.
closures. A lot of people are closing the venues, and we've invested heavily. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it yesterday, so we're going against all odds for the simple reasons. We believe the market is mature enough to embrace what we're doing, what these talented gents have to put on the table. And sadly, Victoria's not with us today. But the market is mature and it's ready enough to embrace what we're doing and to say we're ready for that maturity in the market, because it is complex what we're doing. It's not simple. It's detailed. It has depth. It's grounded.
Did you have this idea in mind before you spoke to Nick and Scott?
Look, I'm sure you've seen the book. Local talent is always, it's what we do. We invest in people, we surround ourselves with people that add value to what we do, and we add value to what they do. We fast forward their careers, that's really what we do. We fast forward their journeys in life. They become part of us, we become part of them. That's why we're partners.
It's very rare, guys, for some people to see two such accomplished chefs kind of running the piano at the same time. How does it work in the kitchen?
I think, no, I mean, Nick and I have known each other, 12, 13 years. We've been working together solidly 7 years. We've been business partners now for probably 2 years, but you learn when to leave somebody alone, when not to leave somebody alone. It's kind of like a marriage, really, and we work together. It works. We're very professional. We're very honest. All that ultimately matters and fundamentally is, we're lucky enough to have the opportunity to open our own restaurant and to look after the customers, and that's, however we get to that point is up to us, and to us that's what it's all about, giving people a great experience.
Nick, have you seen a growth in the, because I think the menu at Folly is fantastic, the way you've divided it into sort of 3 sections, but it's very produce focused. You're using some quite unique produce factors in there. Have you seen the market grow with regards to availability of produce in the last sort of 7 years?
Honestly speaking, can you hear me properly?
Yeah, we can.
Finding the produce for the menu at Folly has taken a very, very long time, and it's we don't really work with purchasing guys and stuff like that, like a lot of people do over here. We're very much our background is to work with suppliers and find the right produce where we can deal with actual producers from the farms, etc., that visit Dubai. Last week, I met someone from a duck farm. A few months ago, we met the veal suppliers. I mean, we really want to be in touch with our food that we serve on our menu. As far as the involvement goes, I think there's still a long way to go to, I don't know, we put a lot of effort into sourcing the produce just to be a little bit different.
Excellent. Naim, scalability. I mean, is this something that you're looking at rolling out? Then I'll come to you. See Scott's face already.
We've again from the word go, we've spoken about 5 years, 10 years plus. We're not in growing mushroom business. We're not farming mushrooms. We are looking at Folly. We're saying, let's get Folly established. Let's get 365 days up our sleeves with consistency day in, day out. And then the way ahead is long, and it's as good as we make it, as complex as we make it, or as easy as we make it. Are there endeavors to do various follies? Maybe not necessarily follies, but things together? Absolutely.
Okay.
We're on that road. Is it geographically grounded? Absolutely not. Are we looking at the globe? Definitely. But again, we need to make sure that we have a showpiece that actually talks, delivers day in, day out, that supports everything that we're saying today and that we'll continue on saying, and then move forward. And keep in mind, wherever we will land, we will make sure that we're culturally connected.
Excellent. Guys, I guess just one last question, and it was actually one that was raised to me this morning and was asked if I would share it, so I apologise if I put you on the spot. There's a lot of outdoor space at Folly. How will you maximise that area throughout the course of 12 months of the year, given what the temperatures are like here in Dubai?
I think we obviously, put that into the budget, and it is a large outdoor space, correct? And with the interior design of the restaurant, we looked at what we could do to maximise in the summer months, obviously. So that's why we implemented the kitchen bar. There's 8 seats around the bar, and it gives an extra 8 seats in the restaurant. And we are where we are, and that's the situation. So in the summer, we'll just have to make sure I think it'll give it a whole different dynamic, because outside you can sit in the garden. It's really, really nice and chilled out. And then inside in the evenings, when the doors are closed, it's more of a metropolitan feel restaurant. It's a lot more busy, a lot more bustly, and has a really different atmosphere. So I think it's another reason to come back in the summer, because it'll be a completely different experience.
Yeah. I think with the bad weather that we had recently, we actually had to get everyone into the restaurant, and we actually felt what it's going to be like in the summer. So we had a heads up on that, and it was absolutely amazing, to be honest. It's what we really aimed for, because with the outdoor space, we never really designed a restaurant with so much outdoor space. So that was kind of learning as we go. We really did start with the interior and how the kitchen was with the open plan and the kitchen bar, as Scott said, which is a totally different experience again. But when that when that restaurant is full and everybody's doing their own thing and enjoying the food, and the waiters are buzzing around the tables, it's a great atmosphere.
We've seen the site before we've signed the lease, just to verify.
I'm not saying it wasn't thought about.
No, actually, that was to the person who raised the question. It wasn't.
One final thing, guys, with regards to the menu, obviously, is it a constantly evolving menu? Are you going seasonally? Obviously, we don't really rely on seasons here, because you can pretty much get anything any time of the year.
I think that's one thing we've learned over being here so long is, we both were always tied directly to Europe. From changing, with Table 9, it was always Europe. Yeah. But now we've been here, we travelled a lot, and everything kind of comes together, and it's seasonal, but we also know what we can get consistently from around the world now. So it evolves in a Dubai kind of a Middle Eastern, not style of food, but with the influences we've got from around us, it's not directly linked to Europe all the time.
We definitely use all seasons. We use Dubai seasons. We use a lot of seafood from Dubai. So obviously the season's changing in Dubai. We're going to have to adjust the menu to accommodate that. European seasons, we've got asparagus coming in now. We're testing a dish with that. As Scott says, we really adapt to the world, really global seasons. It's really important, and we're lucky enough to be able to do that, because back in the UK, you are kind of restricted to using UK local produce these days. Everybody champions the local produce, which is great, but we are lucky enough to be able to have a bit of everything, really.
Fantastic.
Duncan, I want to go back to your first original question about concept, and I think what we've omitted of explaining further is really the certain pockets that we have within Folly. So we have, it's not a dining room, it's not a restaurant, it's a lifestyle venue. And whether it's the snack boxes that you have, or whether it's a beverage program, or whether it's organic wine list, there is a lot of components that have actually been pulled together in order to make this baby what it is today. And all of these talk to different audiences in the market. So we don't expect you every day to come in and have a small, a medium, a large, and a dessert. No, you can come in one day and have several small ones and a couple of glasses of something, or a couple of cocktails, sundowners, whatever it is, and leave and come back for another experience. So the space is designed multifaceted. That's, I think it's very essential from an investor's perspective, is to make sure that we have a wide audience that's talking to us.
Fantastic. Well, I have to say, I wish you guys the greatest of success. You know, I've eaten there, and I'm a huge advocate of the space. Does anyone have any questions for the guys on stage at this stage? If not, then please would you thank Naim, Scott, and Nick.